Wow, the PlayStation. Oh, there's so much I can say about the PlayStation. It was such a fantastic system back in the 90s, and it's still a really great system to play today. It was the first video game system I bought with my own money. It may not be the first video game system I own, but it was the first video game system that I saved up for. Oh, I'm glad I bought that system than the other two I originally wanted. The first one I originally wanted was actually a Sega Saturn, which we all know it didn't really do that well. And the only reason I wanted a Sega Saturn is because I had a Sega Genesis, and like most kids, we just followed the company that provides us our favorite system at the time. Which, I'm pretty glad I did not follow the Saturn, because really, at the time I could not think of any games for that system at all. Maybe except for Sonic, which didn't really have any good games for that system. But then eventually I wanted a Nintendo 64. I really don't recall why I wanted that system. Maybe because I had a friend that lived close by me who had one, and he had games like Mortal Kombat or Killer Instinct. Actually, those were two different people, but still, I think that was really the main reason why I wanted it in 64. Which I didn't get till I started collecting, but thank God I didn't get that system, because really I cannot really think of any great games that entertain me besides Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. Those other games, Mario 64, Killer Instinct. Actually, I think that might have been okay, but I haven't played that game in years, so I have to go look for that one. Banjo-Kazooie, GoldenEye is okay if you play multiple people with you. However, I eventually came to my senses and decided to get a PlayStation. Now, the first time experiencing PlayStation was over at a friend's house, and he was playing Crash Bandicoot, and to this day it still doesn't catch my interest. But the main game that pretty much caught my interest was actually when I was spending the night over at his house. His mom took us to a movie store to rent a game, and the game we rented was Twisted Metal. Oh my gosh, that game was fantastic. And that was like one of the first games that really caught my attention towards the PlayStation. Oh, it was a fantastic game. You have multiple cars to pick from, like an ice cream truck, I think a Doom buggy. I'm not good at naming cars, let's put it that way, because it really cars don't really catch my interest. But the one that really stood out the most, I have to say, was the main I think the main character from each of the Twisted Metal series, Sweet Tooth. The ice cream truck and the evil laughter. Yeah, I can see why they picked him as the mascot for the game. But sadly, that didn't really what drove me to get a PlayStation. Not just yet, but later on, I don't know, probably like maybe 6 months or so later, I was visiting family in Kentucky or whatnot, and we were spending the night over my cousin's place. Me and my brother. I don't know, my parents, I guess, had to do something that night, so yeah, we're going to spend the night over his place. And he had a PlayStation. And not only that, he had the sequel to Twisted Metal, Twisted Metal 2. Oh man, to this day, that game, the final boss was a bitch too. Dogtooth. You killed my son. I must have revenge, or something like that. And it still says that even though you play as Sweet Tooth. Dad, I am your son. No, you're not. But anyway, yes, it was Twisted Metal 2 that really drove me to get that PlayStation, which took me like a couple years. I don't know when I got it, like in '98, and it really took me a couple years to save up for it, because my allowance was $3 a month. Yeah, not much. Not like everyone else who was getting like $5 a week or $20 a week or $20 a month. Hell, those were the lucky kids, and some people say I was lucky to get an allowance at all. Finally, when I had enough for it, to get a PlayStation, I don't know what the whole reason was, but I couldn't go to the store and get it. My mom couldn't get it for me, my dad couldn't get it for me. But I had this loving neighbor who I still in contact through Facebook, and my mom literally gave her the money that I made, and she went and picked up the system for me. And I'm still, to this day, I'm thankful she did that for me. And if you're watching this video right now, I'd like to say thank you very much. That really made my day, and still holds a special memory for me. And I still have my system today. Now, this may not be the original box that I got with the system I got, but I still own the original system that she picked up for me, and I'm really thankful for that. Here is my original PlayStation. I still own it to this day. Still a bit dusty. I need to dust that off. But man, you don't believe holding this is giving me such wonderful memories. Now, what games other than Twisted Metal do I remember from the PlayStation? Well, let's see. Cool Builders 2, that was a really good game back in the day, but now it sucks because I'm too used to the newer snowboarding games with better controls now. Bloody Roar is another fighting game that I really enjoyed besides Mortal Kombat. Now, the name, you're probably saying it's bloody and it's rated M. No, the first couple games of Bloody Roar was actually rated teen. But other than that, it was a really fast-paced game, and it's kind of like Tekken except it's faster, and you get to transform into animals, which is pretty cool. Legend of Dragoon was the very first RPG that got me into role-playing games. It's about this character named Dart that goes on an adventure to get revenge on the Black Monster for destroying his family and destroying his village. Man, who can forget Tony Hawk Pro Skaters? I went through so many controllers because I keep breaking the X button, because I kept jamming the X button down so I could let go and do all these flip tricks. Gosh, I broke so many controllers jamming that button down. But it was an excellent game, and it had great music, it was well balanced, and it was easy to play. Well, for most people, I guess. Not everyone. Now, there is a negative side to my story about my PlayStation growing up. Eventually, after owning it for a couple of years, it started to break down. For example, it was unable to read my disc properly. And at the time, I thought it was because my games were so scratched up, they became unreadable. For example, the game music would start to skip, or the game cutscene wouldn't play at all, or skip or something. But it wasn't until one day my older brother literally told me that he took my PS1 games to a friend's house, and he had a PlayStation 2, and it was able to read my games just fine. Now, at the time, I didn't really believe him because I thought that was ridiculous, because, I guess because I thought the PlayStation was this great system that can do pretty much everything, but every system pretty much has its flaws somewhere, and the PlayStation flaw was pretty much the laser thing that was able to read the disc. And I was told the cause of it was because, if it gets moved around a lot, it breaks down, which doesn't really surprise me because my PlayStation was moved all the time. Mostly because I was grounded a lot when I was growing up. And yes, I would say that a lot of those groundings was totally unfair and uncalled for. Because even though I didn't do it, if my brothers did something bad, my dad would still take my PlayStation away even though I didn't do anything. Because I guess he thought it was a family system, but really it was my system that I saved up for. But whatever the reason, I still say it's still messed up that he did something like that. But other than that, I just didn't play the PlayStation for a while after it started breaking down. I think I stopped playing video games like, maybe for 3 or 6 months. who knows, that it was a time that I didn't play at all. But eventually I started playing again. But I think it was because I found a good wrestling game for it. WWF SmackDown. Yeah, before it became WWE, it was called WWF SmackDown. Or WWF, sorry. But, yeah, that what pretty much brought me back playing the PlayStation again. Even though it still screwed up reading the disc, but it was kind of playable, so I kept that thing over the years. But now I don't use that PlayStation anymore. Now I use the slim PlayStation 2 to play my PS1 games. It's fantastic, but nothing will replace the memories of my owning the PS1, because that was the system I saved up for. Well, that's it for today. This is the Video Game Hunter, and if you enjoyed this video, then stay tuned for my next My Little Nostalgia video. And until next time, goodbye.